Tracy from Fashion Fabulous London at the Saatchi Gallery for Fashion Press Week, talking to more people on our Measure for Measure campaign, really getting the shops to put up our charts so you know what the sizes really mean. I'm with Rachel, who's the PR Manager at CC and Viyella. Rachel, what do you think about our Measure for Measure campaign? Do you think it's something you would do in your shop?
Yeah, I think it's a terrific idea. I mean, obviously, it's important that you maximise the shopping experience as much as possible for your customers and make sure that they're comfortable in that shopping environment. So I think, obviously, if it makes that shopping experience easier for them, then I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you. I'm with Carlotta Gherzi from the label Sado, who's a really great designer and stopped in my Sugarland. We're at the second birthday party of it now, and Carlotta, what do you think about our Measure for Measure campaign?
I think it's a very, very good idea to develop into different stores, because not everybody knows about fashion and knows about measurements. So I think this way potentially the shop owners can increase, their clientele, and also the clients could actually get out satisfied with the buying, because they will buy something that fits them perfectly, model-like.
This is Nadia Ghani, who blogs for Max Factor. Nadia, what do you think about our Measure for Measure campaign?
Well, to be honest, I think there's real validity to it. I think that, so often I go into the shops and I feel quite disconcerted from the sizing arrangement. In some shops, I'll go in on a size 10, in others I'll go in on a size 14. It makes for, in some instances, it's quite a satisfying experience because you go in and you get a small size. In others you go in and you feel quite, disillusioned because you're suddenly coming up as a bigger size. And actually, you know what your measurements are, you know how big you are, and actually if it was standardised and it was much more, homogenous, and you had that kind of experience across the board, it would be fine. But actually, because it's always quite different, it makes it quite challenging for the modern shopper. And I think people's body shapes vary so much. It's not just even about size. Trying to categorise people into size 10, size 12, size 14 is quite problematic, really.
In the heart of Soho, at Nico Didonna, and I'm with a designer, Nico Didonna, who designs all the clothes in the shop. It's a designer-run boutique, and he's going to tell us his views on Measure for Measure campaign. So there we go. The chart. You can go for it.
I can go for it, definitely. Yes, it's just an unwritten rule to us, because it's part of the service that we provide to our customers. But if the customers would feel comfortable, of course we can write it down for them. That makes no difference to us. The quality of the garment will still be there, and the service that we provide will not take away from the size which is inside. So yes, of course I can.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is the Fashion Fabulous London Measure for Measure chart. Simply look up your measurements and then you'll find your size alongside it. I'm at Almost Famous in Preston Street, London. They've just put out our Measure for Measure chart. Sabi, what do you think it's going to mean to your customer's experience?
Well, I think the Measure for Measure campaign has proved to be quite popular, just by word of mouth before we've even had a chance to put it up. So I think it makes the shopping experience a bit more easier, as if you could know your measurements around your bust or maybe your waist. Some women vary from size to size, so it's just easier to cross-reference something that's already on the wall and installed if there's a member of staff not available to ask, or just when you're just in a rush, or for stylists as well, have a list of things to do and just have the sizes at hand. They can just come in, cross-reference, pick it up from the rail, and it's just job done. It just makes it a lot more easier, time consuming, and I think it's a bit more confident installing as well.
Thank you. Well, I may as well try it out as I'm here.
shopping experience much more guilt-free. Everyone can decide what size they are. It's great to have, all the sizing system available. I love it as a shopper because it would make me feel much more comfortable about deciding what size I am and convert it in different countries. I think a lot of people will appreciate it, and it will save a lot of time for the sales assistants trying to get the size right.
Yeah. I'm with Kurt Williams at Junky Styling in the East End. Junky Styling has just put on the Measure for Measure campaign charts up on their walls. So how's it been going for them?
Yeah, I think it's great for them to have the knowledge of the sizes and what their size is, as well as what their perhaps their partner, their wife or their girlfriend's size, especially because during Christmas time we had a lot of guys come in here that had no idea what size they were or who their partner was, or by any means whether it was a male or female. So I think it will help definitely direct to find the certain size.